Hey there, my wee goblins. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. The third day of the Lunar New Year. Well, I actually meant that to be kind of random, but somehow it works with what I'm doing today. So I'm doing something a little different, and then I'm reviewing a movie. No, not like my great movie reviews. No, an animated movie. Also, it's not strictly an anime, so I won't be putting it under the anime list. It actually comes out of China, which is why that supposed to be random holiday joke I was trying to make earlier actually works out. Much like yesterday. Alright, I won't leave you in suspense anymore because I know you're all waiting to find out what this week's review is with bated breath. It's White Snake 2, The Tribulation of the Green Snake, or as it's simply called here in the States, on Netflix, Green Snake. So why am I doing a review on a Chinese CGI film instead of the usual anime that I do, you may ask? Well, mostly because I felt like it. I watched the movie randomly the other day, thought it was pretty good, and said, fuck it, that's what I'll do my review on. And here we are. Alright, so this movie came out last year and is actually a sequel to a movie that came out back in 2019. Both of these movies are based on an ancient Chinese folktale, The Legend of White Snake. No, not that White Snake. Yep, that one. Now, I've never seen the first one of these films, though I'm considering watching it now. I have seen a Legend of White Snake film with Jet Li. That's the one. I'm also decently familiar with the folktale itself. When you study East Asia with a particular focus on China and Japan for 20 years, you tend to pick things like that up. I'm not some inexhaustible encyclopedia, but I know some shit. Since it is important backstory to the review, though, I'll give a brief breakdown of the original legend the movie is based off of. Basically, you have two snake spirits, a white one and a green one. After transforming themselves into humans, the white one falls in love with a man, marries him, and winds up having a son. At several points during these events, a Buddhist priest tries to break them up because their love is an affront to heaven. In the original tale, the Buddhist priest was actually a disguised tortoise who was jealous of the snake woman. Eventually, the priest defeats the white snake and imprisons her under Lei Feng Pagoda, wherein the green snake vows to get her revenge against the priest. Which is also where this movie that I'm about to review sort of picks up. Alright, so the movie picks up during the Song Dynasty with the white and green snake women, Bai Sujun and Xia Qing respectively, attempting to free Bai Sujun's love from the temple where the Buddhist priest, Fa Hai, has him basically imprisoned. Bai Sujun is imprisoned under Lei Feng Pagoda, and Xia Qing is ostensibly killed by the priest's magic. However, because she basically refuses to acknowledge her own death, she's sent to a sort of purgatory called Asura City, where other roving gangs of humans, monsters, and demons exist in a sort of post-apocalyptic hellscape of a city. Also, excuse my enunciation, I'm kinda stuffy, I've been for the last, week. While there, she meets several interesting characters, from Sister Sun, who died in the modern era and fills Xia Qing in on the last 1,000 years of history and teaches her about some modern conveniences, to this mysterious masked man who helps her occasionally, to Shima, the human leader of the Raksha gang, to Bao Qing, who apparently made an appearance in the last movie as well. Honestly, she's one of the only reasons I'm interested in watching the previous entry. I love fox spirits. The rest of the movie simply follows Xia Qing in her quest to find a way to escape the Purgatory City, take her revenge on Fa Hai, and free her sister from her own imprisonment under the Lei Feng Pagoda. There are any number of things that I liked about this movie. The animation was beautiful, everything was very fluid. There were any number of action sequences and camera angles that could have looked very awkward, but that flowed very smoothly and wound up looking really cool. I have one specific sequence in mind when Sun and Xia Qing are running away from a bullhead gang member, and Xia Qing sort of flows up these steps and around this corner, very snake-like. With the camera angle and all, and the speed of the movement, like I said, it could have looked really awkward, but it all flowed really well and looked absolutely amazing. I also enjoyed a number of things that I actually recognized from Chinese myth and folklore. That's part of the reason I watch films like this. I believe I've said that in other reviews about specific anime featuring Japanese folklore. It's the same situation. I love that kind of thing. For instance, an entire gang was composed of ox heads and horse faces, which are a pair of demons that are said to be guards in the Buddhist hells. There are the Raksha, which are technically Hindu. What's interesting about these is that they didn't actually resemble any Rakshasas I've ever seen depicted. There were two different types between the males and females. The males actually seemed more to resemble Garuda, while the females looked more like a Kinari, which are more prominent in Southeast Asian Buddhism. Rakshasas themselves are generally depicted more like demons you see in a lot of anime. Blue skin, bangs, red eyes, all that jazz. Obviously, Bao Qing is a thing. She's a nine-tailed fox. No, that's not exclusive to or even originating in Japan. Fox spirits are a thing all over Asia. Though I think that Japan probably has the most variety in their fox legends, which run the gamut of benevolent to outright malevolent. In China, they're generally tricksters, while in Korea, they're usually considered outright evil. Also, there was this cool spider goblin and the peach blossom fairy, which I thought was cool as fuck. One of the things that really bothered me about this one was the subtitles. Seriously, specifically names. Like, the people who subtitled this didn't actually seem to bother to use the actual Chinese names for these characters, except in specific circumstances, like with Sun. The rest of them, for the most part, were actually fucking laughably inept and stupid. Like, literally using another language's names for these Chinese characters. They called the white snake Blanca and the green snake Verta, for God's sakes. Every single time I saw that on screen, I fucking cringed. Like, how hard is it to use Xiaoqing? How hard is it to use Xiaobai? Which is what this movie used for the white snake rather than Bai Sujun. They also translated Sima to Simon. Fucking seriously, why? It was really one of the dumbest fucking things I saw. Though, that was really it as far as dumb fuckery. The rest of the film was really cool, beautiful to look at, and the story is very nicely done. Otherwise, that's it for this one, Goblins. Like I said, I hope it was an interesting one this week. Don't forget to leave any of your own thoughts in the comments section down below. While you're down there, help my channel escape from purgatory by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. I'll see you on Saturday with some pop culture news. Lates.